Hello, my name is Marcus, and welcome to the channel. Dragon Ball Daima Episode 8, subtitled Tamagotchi, is what we're here to talk about today. Last week, we left off with Goku challenging the Tamagotchi to claim the Dragon Ball, and the fight started, and started it did. This episode right here, classic Dragon Ball Z, classic Dragon Ball Super. This is when our first battle, our first true battle where powers are tested and other spectators are really starting to take notice of how strong Goku really is. This was a magnificent episode of animation, music, fight choreography, pretty much the core reason why we're all here talking about this anime today. The core reason why we've been talking about this anime for the past 30 years. The Tamagotchi reminded me of Thor with his capabilities with the hammer. Really enjoyed this fight. This was just a fun, classic, Goku's kind of being tested, but not really. He was able to throw the hammer and utilize magic to make it come back to him. He was able to push Goku into further limits of his power. I can already see in the comment sections across the fandom debating whether or not Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan or to a Super Saiyan 2 in this moment throughout the fight. With this panel right here, if you look at the strands of hair, you can definitely see that Goku is a Super Saiyan 2. Let me pull up another caption of Goku in his Super Saiyan 2 form here. So you can clearly tell here with the strands of hair pulling up over the forehead and more so of the forehead showing that he is clearly in his Super Saiyan 2 form. And you can take it even a bit further. As we've noted in the previous episode, it was stated that Demon King Deborah was unable to take any of the Tamagotchi down. Now we know that Deborah was not able to take on a Super Saiyan 2, but he was able to take on Super Saiyan Gohan with no issue. But Vegeta and Goku both stated that Gohan was able to utilize the power of Super Saiyan 2 that he held against Cell, he wouldn't have been an issue at all whatsoever. So I think that's the core reasoning why as soon as Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan 2, the Tamagotchi was virtually no match for him. He couldn't really touch him as he was in his normal state, just based off of Goku's martial arts paralysis. But when he achieved the form, even at a strength level, it was just no competition. It was still a very fun fight to watch, a very fun fight to witness, a very fun fight that was animated beautifully. We've never seen Goku's Kamehameha attack look so beautiful. Even the Tamagotchi had some very cool moves itself. Seeing him throw together his metal arms to try to shoot a blast and challenge Goku's Kamehameha was just such a cool spectacle to witness. I hate to get political per se. I hate to gatekeep, but this is one of those episodes that, if you go into your Facebook fan groups or your anime groups per se, respectfully, if you still see people saying that Dragon Ball Daima is not Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Daima sucks, or so on and so forth. At this point, episode 8 in, you can look at those fans and be like, you probably just weren't ever really a true fan of the story or of the anime or of the characters in general. You just have to let the story play out. You have to let it, marinate in your brain. You can't just have an all-out battle every single episode. That's never been Dragon Ball. It's never been the anime. That is not where the majority of us fell in love with it. You have to have build up. You have to have reach. You have to have patience. And then you're rewarded with these types of episodes after you get to know your characters, after you get to know the mission and the story and the understanding of why they're there and what needs to be accomplished to reach the goal that they're trying to reach within the story. Not to be here on my soapbox, but sometimes you have to have the OGs like myself come out and be like, listen, if you don't like Dragon Ball, I get it, but understand that, your favorite anime, like your One Pieces and your Narutos and your Demon Slayers, they wouldn't be here without Dragon Ball. The modern westernized anime wouldn't be here without Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. So, sometimes you just got to respect your elders, kids. That's all I'm saying. Okay, off my soapbox. Now, let me go back to the fight. I know we kind of skipped ahead to Super Saiyan 2 Goku, but let me point out the hammer versus the power pole, the sounds of the metal clashing against each other. I want everybody to go back into the episode on Crunchyroll, Twitter X, wherever you watched it, and just listen to the sound effects of the power pole clacking against the hammer that the Tamagotchi was using. Magnificent. Oh, chef's kiss. Shout out to the sound PR department of Toei. Oh man, I've never heard of a better sword fighting sound when it comes to Dragon Ball. You know, I've heard it before in different animes and whatnot, but I feel like this is the first time where we've really gotten a pure, realistic metal clashing sound in Dragon Ball before. It was so good. I just had to point that out. Now, I want to take a second to talk about the beam struggle of the Tamagotchi's red energy wave versus Goku's Kamehameha. Again, chef's kiss. I really enjoy the animation of the Tamagotchi putting his big metal hands, clacking them together. Again, shout out to the sound department. You know, you could hear the Tamagotchi slamming his metal hands together as he was powering up his beam. Just those extra little details. This makes all of the difference. Goku powering up his Kamehameha wave. Just the swirls of blue circular energy swirling around him. You could see the lightning aura of the Super Saiyan 2 power really start to orchestrate from Goku's body. This right here is leaving no shadow of the doubt that Goku was truly in his Super Saiyan 2 form here. You know, I like to point out a difference in the Kamehameha that we haven't really seen before. The Kamehameha beam is usually like a cone cylinder or effect that shoots out. But I feel like here it was more of a piercing. It almost looked like an arrow, like a bow and arrow of the beam shooting out. Look at this panel here. We've never seen the Kamehameha look like this before. It's usually a cone cylinder beam. This looks like a bow and arrow. You know, it's almost like Goku can manipulate the energy in a way that he knew that the Tamagotchi was shooting just a big ball of energy. So Goku was like, all right, let me condense the beam into a kind of like a laser point, almost like a Frieza's death beam. I did not know that he had the ability to manipulate the energy in that type of capacity, just showcasing more so than ever his mastery of this iconic ability as the Kamehameha beam shot right through the Tamagotchi's ball of energy and hit him directly, pushed him into the rock. I give the Tamagotchi credit for being able to hold the energy like he was able to, but with one more little burst of energy, Goku was able to overcome the power of the Tamagotchi, and the Tamagotchi had to utilize all of his strength to throw the Kamehameha into space. And Goku being Goku, this fight's not over. I'm not tired. He immediately springs into action and gives him a devastating elbow right into the gut that ends the fight right then and there. Brilliant. Chef's kiss. I put this fight maybe not in my top 10 of all time Dragon Ball fights. It's easily my favorite fight from Daima so far, even more so than the Goku versus Glorio. But definitely, this is in my top 25, maybe top 30 Dragon Ball in general fights of all time, for sure. Also, I like to give a shout out to the writers of Daima as well. Usually, when it comes to Dragon Ball in these types of situations, the wielder or holder of the Dragon Ball is always or usually like, no, if you want the Dragon Ball, you'll have to take my life. Where in this one, he's like, nah, let's just play a game here real quick. And then, you beat me fair and square. If you win this game, then I'll just give it to you. I definitely like that the Tamagotchi is well aware of his own existence. This thing's not worth dying for, so let's just do this and you can just have it. Play it a little see here, see there game. Put the Dragon Ball in a cone, move the cones, 5 of them at lightning fast pace. Of course, you take the ball out at the last second. Of course, with Goku's mastery of speed at the sound of light, he was able to see the Tamagotchi move the ball out of the cone at the last second. And shout out to the Tamagotchi being able to levitate the Dragon Ball over some random dude's head. And Goku's like, there it is right there. Cool, man. Do I win? Tamagotchi's like, yep, you got it. We're out of here. Wrap it up, kids. We're done. We're done, kids. And with that, that basically wraps up Goku and Friends' story for the time being. They are heading towards the second Demon Realm to claim the second Dragon Ball. Then we catch back up with King Goma, see what he's up to. He's still studying the Z Fighters, Goku and Vegeta's battle with Majin Buu to try, most likely, to understand how to take them down. And while he's studying the battle, they realize that the Dr. Arnisu was there during the battle of Majin Vegeta versus Fat Buu. So that's super cool to see. He's trying to understand why she's there. And it turns out that she was able to grab a sample of Buu after Majin Vegeta exploded and blew him up, where Dr. Arniso took the sample back to apparently the Majin creator, the actual creator of Majin Buu. So definitely some lore changes here. We originally thought that Bobbity's dad, created Majin Buu. Apparently it was this old girl wizard here. So she is able to take the sample of the original Majin Buu to most likely create new versions of Majin Buu. I also like how she admitted to her past faults of the creation of Kid Buu, on how he was a crazed maniac that could not be controlled at all whatsoever. And he just went on a rampage and started destroying everything, to where the Gleams ended up having to leave the Demon Realm. And then they was probably some of the main causes of how some of them became Supreme Kais in order to stop Kid Buu. So just some huge lore realizations here that we're getting that I think is just so cool. Just understanding the battle between the Gleams slash Kais and the Majins. Also, we got a further confirmation that Dr. Arnesu is trying to be the Supreme Demon King ruler as well, which we kind of were able to distinguish that in the past few episodes. I feel like they've been hinting at it for the past at least 3 or 4 episodes, though, especially with Glorio being her double agent, getting on the good side of Goku and Supreme Kai. So it looks like we're just waiting on her to have all of her pieces fall into play to be able to make her move. But once again, I'm very curious to see how she's going to be able to deal with Goku. She's going to have to get her Majin Buus created, and they're going to have to be at a strength level of a Kid Buu to be able to take on Goku. It would appear that they're also attempting to improve the formula of Majin Buu as well to maintain better control of a different version of him, so that he just doesn't go on a rampage and starts killing everyone. So very cool. Cannot wait to see it. Definitely the most intriguing part of the story of Daima so far. Very curious to see how that is going to pan out. Who's going to be the true antagonist, either Arnisu or Goma. Can't wait to see it. Then we get an update on Vegeta and the gang and see how they're doing. Just a little cute little comedic 5-second interlude for you. They're heading towards Goku and Friends, where they get noticed that Goku's got the Dragon Ball. They're heading towards the second Demon Round. So hopefully our boys get to meet up here in the next episode. We get a funny little interaction between Vegeta and the beauty shop guy. He's like, dude, why are you talking to me? You like you're a king or somebody. You're nobody. You're nothing. Who are you? And of course, Vegeta's like... Okay, that's cool. I don't know where this animosity is coming from, but I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out what's going on, bro. That's all. I'm sorry. Sheesh. Gotta love it. It's almost like Vegeta has become like the cornerstone of comedy in Daima. I don't mind it. I really don't. I appreciate it, especially with him being essentially the co-star in Super. I kind of like this backseat that they've given him in Daima. We're focusing the story on Goku and Supreme Kai and Glorio. So I like it. I'm all for it. And that right there should wrap us up, my friends. So I think it goes without saying that episode 8 of Daima is my new favorite episode so far. Hopefully the series only goes up from this point forward. So excited that this anime is back. My favorite show is back. We have epic battles now. We have epic storylines. We have epic character development, and I am happy. Dragon Ball fans are eating good right now. We're back. All of y'all are here with me. We're enjoying this anime together, and I'm just so thankful that I'm able to share this passion with all of you faithful fans of MartinX79 that are here with me today, man. Okay, that is going to do it. As always, if you like the video, please do me a favor, hit that like button. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button as well. We're here every Friday to talk about each new episode that drops. Cannot wait, man. Okay, you can follow me at youtube.com/MartinX79. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, my friends, I'll see y'all on the next one. Catch y'all later. Bye.